WordPress is a great platform. That's why over 31% of the world uses it to power their websites. But when you first log in, as you can see here, it's kind of a mess, which is why it can be annoying or frustrating for new users in WordPress, because they see all of this here in the center and they think, I have to pay attention to it, I have to do something with it, where do I go, what's next? You actually don't need most of the stuff that's in here, so let's minimize and delete everything that we can and just focus on what's most important. So you don't need the welcome to WordPress, so you can go ahead and dismiss that. And all these widgets, they contain information about the structure of your website, but you don't really need it. And you especially don't need something like WordPress events. So you have the option of minimizing the widgets so that you can't really see what's in them, or you can go to screen options. Oh, we'll leave that one checked, but you can get rid of all these other ones. Now, the reason I want to leave this one checked is because as I share this course with you, WordPress still uses its old editor interface. You're not going to be using that in 2018 and beyond, so we want to install Gutenberg, which right now is a plugin. However, going forward, it will be the default WordPress editor. So you've installed it, let's go ahead and activate it. So let's take a look at the key areas of your WordPress dashboard. The main area that you're going to spend time in, especially when you're first building your website, are the pages. These are your home page, about us, client testimonials, contact us, services pages, basically anything that is going to inform visitors what it is the website is about, what your company does, and why they should be there. So to add a new one, you can click on Add New. To go into one that already exists, you just click on the title. For the purposes of this, we're just going to look at the empty interface so I can show you quickly how to use it. Now, this is a block builder. So this is the interface for Gutenberg, or the WordPress editor. As you can see, it's pretty empty. It does give you a placeholder here for the title as well as to write the story. So go ahead and add a title to your page. And then in terms of writing your story, that's up to you. I'm just gonna type in some letters. That looks great. So what Gutenberg does, or what this WordPress editor does, is it builds out different blocks based on the kind of content you want to add to the page. So as you can see, when I hit the enter button, it went ahead and created a completely new paragraph block. That's what this is called. To add different kinds of content to your website, you click over here and you can add things like images, you can add header text, you can add a bulleted list. There are a bunch of other options. You can add video. Rather than grab one of those really long strings of code from YouTube or Vimeo in order to embed your video on your website, you just click on this and it'll easily add it for you. There are ways to format code. You can add different layout elements like buttons with this, but the most common blocks you're going to use, paragraph text and images. Now, all of your uploaded images, video files, PDFs, they all live over here in media. You're really not going to spend any time over here. Just know that if you're curious about what's saved on your website, you can find it here. Or you can find the content here and directly embed it on your page. So if the file doesn't exist in WordPress yet, you click on upload and grab it from your computer. You could see here, it just puts that image right on the page. Anytime you want to update something, whether it's text or an image, video, anything that you've added with a block, you'll have a toolbar up here, or you can update the settings over here on the right. And again, if you want to add an image from your library, just click on Media Library, and you can see I have a couple images here. Click on the one you want and click Select, and it adds it to the page. Again, I'm not going to go too much into this because this is your page to create, but know that working within this WordPress editor is very easy, and it's all pretty much spelled out for you in terms of the blocks and the settings. Just remember when you're done making changes or creating a page to hit that blue Publish button, or it may say Update if the page already exists on your website. And this will save your changes and not lose any of the work that you've done. And just to clarify the difference between these two, pages, again, this is the main structure of your website. People will be able to find these pages in the navigation of your website. posts, however, are blog posts. So you might not need these right away, and that's fine, but know that they're here and ready to be created when you're ready to start doing content marketing. And this returns us back to the template that Gutenberg went and created for us. You can use this and replace it with your own text, which might be quite convenient if you don't feel like dealing with adding the blocks and handling your own formatting. Or you could just use this as inspiration for your own work. And then let's move on. So comments only pertain to blog posts. If you've published blogs and you are encouraging people to leave comments, they will show up here. You can approve them, you can mark them as spam, you can delete them altogether. These are yours to control. Next, let's look at users. So if this is your personal website, you're not going to need to add anyone else, but you might want to change your password or update your bio, and you can do that here. If you have employees or anyone that you want to invite to contribute to the website or help you update it, just do it through here. Add some information, whatever the required details are. Let WordPress create a secure password for you and add the new user. They'll get an email and it'll give them a link to activate, and they can take care of the rest. So let's look at the Appearance tab, and as you can see, the first option here is your themes. WordPress will automatically upload its default themes. We're going to talk about how to add your own, but just know that these are here, and you can poke inside if you want to get a look for details about the theme or just take a closer look at it. Customize is where you'll go to actually configure your theme. Again, we'll discuss that in one of the upcoming lessons. Menus is where you're going to create that top navigation bar for your website. So generally you have a logo over here, and then along this bar here it'll say About Us, Menu, Services, Pricing, Contact, something like that. So this section here called Menus is where you're going to build out that structure. Now, as you can see, I have a very strange selection of pages here, but if I want to add them to my navigation, I just click on the ones I want to add and click Add to Menu, and you can see they automatically populate over here. And what's nice about this is it's a drag and drop, so just move the pages into place, and if you decide you just don't want them in there, go in and remove. And then when you're done, save it. And then it will show up on the front end of your website. The last thing to look at here are plugins. I'm not going to cover what to do with this because that's the bulk of this course, but just know that when you're looking for plugins to add features, add functionality, add design elements, lead generation, you're going to find them here.